Hi, Liana. How are you?
Hello.
Okay, one moment. Okay, I did not hear you. I'm sorry. One moment. Okay, sorry. It's my microphone problem. Okay. Do you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you have questions so far?
No, I think it's fine. It's just I have finals on like Wednesday,
I
but
know, but
yeah,
did
I'm
your teacher
fine.
give you the practice problems?
Um, he didn't give practice problems.
He didn't.
Um, no, only a study guide, but not like coding practice. It's just like multiple choice questions.
Okay, now let's do this. You actually let me share my screen. So in the Facebook, the group before this Zoom, I send you this one, the practice assignment by CodeHS. Can we do the problem right here? Can you click and do this
Yeah.
one? And then this one is similar to coding bad. So you will be doing the JavaScript portion, and then I will teach you the review for it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Based on that, I'll teach you the review. So let's get started for that one, okay? So now let me stop sharing. You share, please. Try to click on that one and then get started to do the problem. There are quite a lot of problems, but I think that the code.org problem is similar to that. Since your teacher is using code.org, so I'm sorry, CodeHS. So it should be something like that, okay? So calculate the sum. You do have two variable and you want to calculate the sum. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So you just type it. This one is easy. Just type it and then return it. So return what? Yeah, go. Okay, now next problem. Keep doing that, okay? This easy problem, you just try to finish as soon as possible. Okay,
Okay.
continue. This one, we have nothing to teach. You just go over it. When it's really easy, I want you to finish this before your final, the whole thing, if you possible, because there will be a lot of things covered for in your exam. You know what this one is? Do you understand what they want you to do right here?
Yeah.
So this one is like, for example, you have 10 people, you would like to divide it into 3 groups. So each group, how many people?
3.
So this one is based on this, divide by this, and then match the flow for it. Okay?
Okay.
So that's why here it has the using the flow function. Something like that, okay? So this one I help you a little bit, but the next problem I'm not going to help you, okay? Keep doing that, it will reveal you a lot of ideas, including the math problem and also the coding problem, function, return value, this kind of thing, everything that will review for you, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So return. Match the flow of people divided by group. Match the flow of this match the flow, we talked about it before. What is match the flow?
To like get rid of the remainder.
Yes. So there are 3 functions you need to know. One is match the seeding. Seeding is that 3.1 would be rounded to 4. And then if you have floor, then 3.1 will be rounded to 3. If you are rounding, that will depending on is a 0.4 or 0.5. Okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So put the people divided by group here. Semicolon. Wrong. So I'm using this to help you to review the material that you learned in CodeHS, okay?
Okay.
Now, next one. This one I'm not going to help you, okay? This one, definitely I'm not going to help. You have to think about it. Go next one. Okay, good. Next one. Do you understand this problem?
Yeah.
So you have a number, let's assume that it's a number called 30 and 10%. Let's assume this is 30 and then 10%. So you want to return the 10% of 30, then that's what? That's 3, right? That's what you need to return. So how to calculate the percentage of that number? Go. Okay, this one. Check if the number is divisible by 10. So check if the number is multiple of 10 or not. How to check that? Why are you hesitating? Modular is correct. Double equals sign 0. Go. Okay, next one. Multiple of something is divided by that number and then equal 0. That's not equal something. Because the remainder is 0. Okay, next one. Diana, do you think that this help you in preparing your final? Yeah.
Well, like, it helps me find like if like the output, like if the teacher gives a code and then
You
wants me
know
to
how to
find
analyze the code, right?
yeah.
So I think this one will help, right? But there are some type of problem like more conceptual or more like reading type problem. You may need to study some other material, right? If it is not program problem, it's some other problem you have to study, okay?
Okay.
This one only cover your program part. You keep doing that, okay? And only until you have problem that I will look at it, okay? You
Okay.
keep it just like coding back. I try not to interrupt you. You keep doing that, okay?
Okay.
The goal is if you can finish the whole thing before the final, then that's great, okay? So you need an extra session on Monday. I can do an extra session on it, okay? Or even Tuesday.
Mm,
If you need my help. Or if you choose to do it by yourself, it's okay, since this is on the website, okay?
Okay.
Making sure that every situation that they talk about can be you can cover, you know how to solve the problem, okay? Then I think your coding skills should be good enough to handle the final.
Okay.
Do you understand this problem?
Um. Yeah.
You know baseball?
Well, not really.
Okay. Baseball, you have a pitcher. So say let's assume that you have Shohei Ohtani. He pitched 5 innings. And during this 5 innings, he actually lose 2 points. Okay. So this ERA, how to calculate ERA? ERA is the average earned run on the average. So you would calculate on the average in 9 innings how many score he will give up. So 5 innings he give up 2. So 9 innings, how many he will give up? He will give up 2 times 9 divided by 5. So he will give us 3.6. Then his ERA will be 3.6. So right here, they give you the earn run and the number of inning pitching. Then you need to calculate the ERA for it. On the average, how many points he will give up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you continue. I'm not going to interrupt you, okay?
Okay.
Only when you have trouble or you don't understand the problem, okay? This doesn't add up your first 5 number. Where should be this lot total be? Not there. It's not. You cannot be inside the while loop. Inside the while loop, nobody outside will see it. So lot total should be the first line or second line. Move the lot total be after the I equals 1. You have to declare it early. This one you cannot be before the while loop. You have to do while to do 5 times to get different I. Right now your I outside, you just add 1 or add 0. That doesn't help. So where should this total equals total plus I should be? It should be right after the while. Right after the while. Okay, this part you still need to practice. Taking sum of a 5 number. This total you have to be declaring early because if you declare it here, outside will not see it, you cannot cancel log total. So total must be a global variable. That's number 1. Number 2, you go to while loop. So this I come to here, I would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually these different I need to add to total. You cannot move the total outside, or you cannot put the total before the while both are wrong. You have to add it up here. Because right here you have the changing I. Your I is changing. Okay? Go. Maybe you want to be the first line. If not, up to I. Go. Highlighted belong to wrong block. Indentation. So move the I also indentation. Okay, I don't know the indentation, but this one is counting down. Since they need indentation, so this one pretty much need indentation. And then okay, this one. The return also need the indentation. Are you okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand the problem or no?
I do.
There should be a variable that's holding Taylor, a variable holding Scott, a variable holding red, a variable holding 5, and then you need to combine these different value into a new string and then return that new string. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So why do you need to have that curly parenthesis? You don't need that. The parenthesis is not needed. No, the word crotchet. Do you have the word crotchet in any variable or not? Yeah, you don't, right? So you need to plus it. So you plus it before and after both need to have a space. In the middle, there's in. Okay. In the middle of the color and item, this is a space. Plus double quote, space, double quote, plus. Between your character and the code approached, there's also a space. Between your A and color, there's also a space. Between your character and there's also a space. Okay, return summary. It's not needed. Why are you actually put it inside? It's not needed. Go. you forget the spaces. Before hour, there's also a space. After hour, there's also a space. After the hour available, there's still a space. Oh, okay. Work on it, okay? After this problem, let's have a break because around 45 minutes, I'll give you a break for 5 minutes. And then you come back on 8:50. Then we start another 45 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You will be tired, so give you 5 minutes break. Are you okay for this one?
Yeah.
No, you can directly return. You don't need to store in the variable. You can return last name and then you need to follow by a comma. Comma, you should also put a space after comma. Then you don't need to have an extra space. And then you put your first. And then press the space plus middle. That's it. Go. Create a function, the function is return a single string. Oh, they want it to be a string, I'm sorry. So you need to define a string then. So variable s equals this, and then return s. Variable s equals this, no, you actually return, at the return, you need to change it to b bar s equal to s, just use s equal to. Just do backspace. And then return s. Go. Unit test the error not defined. Why you have that not defined? Last name, first name. Your last name is lowercase. You use the uppercase. Use lowercase.
It shows uppercase.
Yeah, but usually it's a lowercase. Just use a lowercase. See what happens. Check again. No, there's no such thing. So did you type something wrong or? Unit test the reference error. Reference error versus equals not defined. Oh, this if the middle name is empty, then omit it from the result. So what should you do that? You did not check the middle name is empty. So what you need to do is actually this one a little bit tricky. You need to set your s to be empty string. I'm sorry, don't move, don't move. You don't move, okay? If you are moving, I'm not able to help you. Wait, why you are in Chinese?
Oh, I don't. It
Make,
suddenly changed to Chinese.
make sure you are in English mode. So can you type middle name? Double equal signs, empty string. Then s equals outside s equals first comma, last comma. Wait. Why do you use semifinal? Semicolon. If this happen, your s equals why you do semicolon? you cannot do semicolon here. S equals why you do comma? You don't need any comma or anything. Just S equals last name plus comma plus first name. That's it. Semicolon. Else, after the first name, else. No, you change line, you actually don't stay in the same line. S equals, that's it. Delete the I, whatever I is. Go. Your Can you check again? Invalid uninspected token. Which one you have uninspected token? First name, middle name, last name. Middle name equals empty string. Last name equals look at the assignment. We have a function for format full name, 3 parameter, first name, middle name, and last name. And then all of which are strings. This function should return a single string that format the full name in the format. It's period, not comma. I'm sorry. Do you see that? It's the last period. This one's period. It's the assignment again. It's last period, first name, middle. Okay? Then check again. It doesn't allow it. So I think the problem is a var. So let's use that.
I allowed var before this.
Or they don't like S. So that's to use a full name. Change to full name. A full name is lowercase f. F is a full name. This F is, this one's lowercase.
Yeah, I put it as lowercase.
And then put here, full name. See what happened.
It still says it's wrong.
Let's try one more time. Failure to create a pen shell, the node, whatever unexpected token. You have some error inside your program. Let's try another one. You type that equals parenthesis, parenthesis, and then another parenthesis after the double quote. Okay, delete the parenthesis after before the double quote. You have one extra. Go. Okay, anyway, I think the problems may be contaminated. Bypass this problem. Try next one. Okay? Try next one. I think you already did whatever is possible. So the problem could have a problem. Maybe their own data set is wrong. Maybe it's a problem with the called HS. Okay, try different next problem. Save and go out. Bypass the problem. Okay. So that one is full name formatted. Next one to Resca project. Let's see, one moment. Label one, I think they randomly give you problem, right? They actually do not give you the problem according to the.
Yeah.
They give you the problem randomly. So let's see which one you haven't solved it. Click on the one that you haven't solved it.
Oh.
Okay. No parameter. So parentheses. Okay, the full name problem, we already did whatever we can, okay? And I don't know what's going on. Maybe their website's wrong. So return hello world string. Okay, check. Okay, let's have a break, okay? Let's have a break. Come back 5 minutes later. So right now it's 8:57. Come back on 9:05, okay? Give you 8 minutes break. Okay. I don't want you to be too tired. Hello.
Hello.
You continue, okay?
Okay.
Let's do another half an hour. Then I will talk about something before we finish, okay? Let's
Okay.
work on until 9:35, and then I will actually go over some concept for you. Do you understand the problem?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Remember the indentation. So the if need to have an indentation. And then, yeah.
I'm not sure what the assignment is because
Jump to
like
the
the
next problem.
instructions is okay.
Jump to the next problem. I don't know either. So look like this website is still under construction. Some of the problems still under construction, so. No, you cannot put the let A equals this because you have a function xy. We finish the function xy first. That's the definition of the function. And then you let A equals this, yeah, and then let M equals, and then console log M. Okay, next one. Indentation. So why your return need to be there? So why your latter is inside the for loop? Why your sum is inside the for loop? It should be here. Because you put this become a local variable for the for loop. Outside will not see. Go. Okay, you have to be careful. You have made this mistake 2 times. For the sum of the loop, you already made the same mistake 2 times. This one. Okay, this one. Okay, do you know what it is? You need to write a function to compare two values, A, B, and then A greater than B, you say A greater than B, B greater than A, you say B greater than A. If two are equal, you say it's equal. Okay. Do you know what they want?
Yeah.
I think this problem also may be maybe not well constructed. Okay. Next one.
Okay.
The problem is okay, but I think they still building it for some reason. You almost done with the function. That's done up to here, okay? Let's stop here. I'm going to go over something for you, okay?
Okay.
We will continue. You can continue later, okay?
Okay.
But let's do something else. So today we actually go over some of the function for Java, for JavaScript. And I do want to go over a few concepts for you. Okay, so I'm going to use the Copen because Copen is easier to use for JavaScript. So we have Vienna 14. Let's say create another new pen called Vienna 15. Okay. So, no, I'm sorry. Let's call it Vienna final one. Okay. So we will have final one, final two, final three. So right here, I'm going to do basically let's do button. Click me. And then finish button here. Okay. So this one's minimum effort for having the function. So unclick. We run main function. Okay, that's it. And then we would have a HR right here. Okay. And then we would have a mesh G panel. So let's do, no, I don't want to have mesh G panel. That's it. That's it. Okay. And then I don't want to change color because I want to keep it simple. So here I would have the function main. Okay, let's put the main function right here. So now what I want to do is, let's assume that I want to have a function. This function is to do select, okay, so S equals sum of 5. I want to have the first 5 numbers as sum. So here I would have a function sum, and I got a number. Okay, so for this number sum, I want to get a sum for the first 5 numbers. So here I will let I equal 0 and that total equals 0. So I will start from 1. Okay, I'm sorry, that's I starting from 1. So while I less than equal 5, and every time I increase, in the middle total plus equals I, at the end we return total. This is the sum of the first 5 numbers. And then you return to the sum, and we do console.log sum. This one is the first thing I would like to go over. When you design the sum of the first 5 numbers, you can use a for while loop. So while I equals 1, I increase. So every time you go into the loop, I increase by 1 until it's 5. So I is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every time this number add to total, add to total, add to total, add to total, add to total. So eventually your total is the number of the first 5 numbers. So this one look like you don't understand when you do the practice. Okay, so let's do click me. Okay, let me save first. And then to click me, after click me, I use console. Okay, let's actually do save and click me. So console, you actually the total is 15 for the first 5 number. Is that okay so far? Okay. This one, let me actually post it in the group so you know that this is a version to find the first 5 number. Let me take a picture of it as well because it's colored so you know it better. This is using while loop. Okay, using while loop is like this. How about if you write it using the for loop? Can you do it with a for loop? Yes, you can do a for loop. So you do function sum of number. Let me use a for loop version. So for loop version, you still need to have a total. So this total still need to be outside of the while loop, for loop. So for that I equal 1, I less than equals 5, I increase. And then total plus equals, you can use total plus equals I. You can also use total equals total plus I. At the end, you return total. This is also okay. Okay. In that way, let's just save and click me. So you also get 15. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So remember, you need to exercise for both the for loop and while loop for this one. Okay. Now this is one thing we would like to exercise. The first 5 numbers. Okay. Now let me actually copy the whole thing to the final 2. Okay. Let me create another one. Let's create another pen. This one, let's call it Vienna final 2. Okay. I'm trying to give you later. You can actually see different programs. So the button is not important. We just want to have a main function. Okay. I'm sorry, I have something wrong. Okay, now if we want to have a whole array. So let's assume that we do have that A equals 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And we want to have the sum for these A arrays. We do have the sum that S equals sum of A, and then we will cancel the log sum. So we do need to have a function sum to calculate the sum for this array A. So let's have the function of the sum and then array. So you take that array in and you want to calculate the sum for that array. So that total equals 0. You also need to start with the total and then you will return total. In the middle, you do for loop for that I equals 0, I less than array length, I increase. So you go through every number in the array, and then you do total plus equals arrays i's number that will calculate the sum for each element in the array. And then you click, look at the console, and the sum is 25. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. That's 25. Okay, so 1 and 9 is 10, 3 and 7, 20, and then 5, 25. Okay? So that's using the for loop. If you want to use the while loop version, let's take a picture for this one. So this one is a sum for an array, but it's actually sum of the array, and it actually is sum of array, and it actually is for loop style. Let's actually change it to while loop style. So function, okay, sum of the array. This time I'm going to use a while loop. So that I equals 0, that total equals 0, while I less than equal array the length. Okay, here not equal. You cannot be equal. Equal, you have no value. Okay, and then your total equals total plus arrays I, and then I increase. I increase can also be I plus equals 1. So here I use I plus equals 1. And then at the end, you return total. Okay, this is while loop version. You need to practice later using this code.open, practice all of the version we covered so far. And let's save and run. Okay, let's try again. Save and click. Is it 0? 0 is wrong. 0 is wrong. Total plus equals I equals 0. I plus equals 1. You send in your array. How comes let's actually do this. Let's do right here. Let's actually do console.log total. So every run, let's run it. Save and run. And after argument list, Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Here I have a spelling error. Okay, I'm sorry. That's actually, I have a spelling error, but that's okay. We do not need this. That's wrong again. Save and click B. Okay, it becomes 25. That's correct. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so this is some using the while loop and some using the for loop. And first n number or sum and in different loop. Okay. Now another one that's actually do Liana 3. I'm trying to review different algorithm for you. Okay. So let's actually put this one. Let's work on the main function. Let's do Liana 3. So Liana 3, let's actually have a function of main. Okay, now we want to have let's have a equals 3. That has b equals 5. That has c equals 2. And we will have the maximum is m equals maximum of a, b, c. We want to find the maximum for these three numbers. And we will console the log the m. Now we want to find the maximum for it. So three number, we want to find the maximum. So function maximum a, b, c. Okay, so right here, you want to find the maximum for these three number. So we can do this, that n equals a. Okay, if b greater than m, then m equals b. If c greater than m, so every time you have a champion, m is the champion, and then your new number challenge the champion. At the end, you return m. This will give you the maximum number among the three number. So first you pick a as the champion. Then every time your new number challenge the champion. If it's greater than the number, then you actually save it as the new champion. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so 5 is the maximum. So far, okay.
Yeah.
That's one way to write it. If you use this one, keep comparing the value, that's one way to write it. Another way to write it is using the maximum function. So let's try another one. So this one, let me comment it down. Another way to write the function is function maximum a, b, c. Now we want to use the maximum function, so return max the maximum function of a and the maximum function of the b and c. B and c compare. So it's like a single elimination game. B and c compete, and then the winner compete with A. Okay, that will also give you the maximum. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, the maximum is 5. Okay, maximum is 5. So this is the second way you can make the maximum. Let's look at the third way to do the maximum. So you can also use if to do comparison. If you don't like this maximum function, you don't like the using the if setting the m, something like that. If you don't like both, Let's try another way to do it. Purely in if. So function maximum of A, B, C. So if A greater equals B, greater equal B, so there's nothing to do with B anymore. B is smaller. In that case, you just compare A and C. So if A greater equals C, you will return A, else you return C. Okay. So if A less than B, then there's nothing to do with A anymore. So if B greater equals C, then you return B, else you return C. Is that okay so far? Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
And this one, the else can be optional, so you can delete the else because A greater than C already returned. So anything else is A less than C. So that would be also okay. So that you click. Main is not defined. Function main is not defined. What does it mean by not defined? Main function. Did I type something wrong? Main is not defined. If A greater than B, if A greater than C, return A. Function. I'm not sure. Let me save one more time. Click B. Main is not defined. How come this main is not defined? Let me check, okay? Let me check. Let me comment now this maximum function. Let me turn back this second version of the main function. Save and click. Okay, so this one working. Okay, so this one working. Since this one working, let me comment it out, okay? And then let me turn on this version. Turn on this version. I'm embedded let me save again. Click. Main is not defined. So here something is wrong here. Oh, okay, here. This one is a semifinal. Okay, semicolon. I actually make a mistake there. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so this version is if you use a three-way comparison, that's the maximum function. Okay. So we cover the minimum is similar. Okay, it just don't compare which one's greater. You can use a comparison to check which one's makes the mean, okay, for the minimum value. So we cover the maximum, minimum, and sum of the array, okay. Now this one, let's call it, and then, I know this one is 3, right? 2 or 3, or 3. Okay, this one called Liana 3. Now let's actually go to the Liana 4. I'm going to cover enough algorithm for you because we are doing review. So let's create another one. This one called for final form. Okay, so still want to have a main function. So this one, we are going to cover the swap function. So swap function, you have a equals 3. You have b equals 4. You want to swap these two values. So let's do console.log a plus space plus b. Okay, so you print both a and b's value before swap. Then you do swapping of the AB. So you want to swap the AB, so you do that temporary value equals A, and A equals B, and then B equals temporary value. This is called rotational swap. Rotational swap means you have A equals 3, B equals 4. You want to swap the value for these two. You set a temporary value right here. You copy this 3 to here. And then you copy 4 to 3. And then you copy 3 back to the 4. That's how you do the rotation. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
So after that, you do console log the AB again. So you will see the value before the swap and after the swap. Okay. So save and just window the console and click me. Save one more time and click me. So before is 3, 4, after is 4, 3. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
So these are the swap algorithm. The swap sum of array, maximum, minimum, this will be tested in AP exam, and I think in your final maybe also. Okay, maybe also. And then there is a linear search and binary search algorithm. We will go over it next time. Is that okay? That will be more complicated. We'll go over it next time. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can continue the practice. So tomorrow, if you have time, we can meet again. But if you don't have time, you can study by yourself. Up to you, okay? So let me know tomorrow sometime if you want to have a meeting on 8 o'clock, okay? I'm optional.
Okay.
I'm free, okay? So, but our class for this semester end here, okay? And I'll find time to make up for you for the the canvas coding, okay? That's not related to your final, so we don't do it today, okay? Good night then, bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.